Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. So today guys, we're having a thirst, but approximately it'll go up.
Welcome back to the checklist, and if you're new here, welcome to my channel and my sister's channel, because we do this together. And if you're a regular, it's so great to see you again, guys. Please, before we get into what we need to talk about, guys, like, share, comment and subscribe to our channel. And if you want to follow us on Instagram, guys, we are at the checklist 11, so don't forget to follow us on that platform. Although we're not really active, we do post like some of our reels and other things that we do get up to when we're together. But yo guys, when I say chill vibes, I actually mean it, guys, because like really the troll energy in the comment section is very real. It is a real thing. I have been slaying trolls left, right and center, and you know, I really need to get rid of this petty spirit that is in me, guys, because I will engage a troll if I need to. If I got time today, I got time, I will respond, guys. So please pray for me to get rid of this petty spirit that I have within me. But anyway, guys, first of all, before I get into this review, guys, I just want to ramble because I really miss you guys. I really do. And you know me, I am such a life update person. But first of all, do you like my hair? Get into this hair. Get into this short hair, girls. I am having a hot girl summer. I have decided that I am going to have a hot girl summer. Look at me just being so dramatic. I almost even burnt my flowers, guys. They're so burnt on the side because I just put a whole candle situation. I put a whole confessional moment here, a diary session for you guys. If I ever were to do a diary session, I mean, this is where they would like put their cameras and start recording me, guys, because I mean, I am crazy about reality TV shows. And I wouldn't even mind being part of an ensemble cast, but the reality TV show needs to speak to me because I love reality TV shows. And talking about reality TV shows and trolls, guys, can we talk? Can we talk, guys? Like, this is all opinion, guys. Like, we are not here to say that what we're saying is fact. We're just having conversation, just like, I don't know, when I meet up with my friends and we're having fun and we're jamming, sometimes we'll talk about reality TV shows and what we think, and most of the time we don't agree that, you know what, I like this particular person and my friend won't, but we don't start cussing each other out because, I mean, at the end of the day, like, these people are just producing a show, you know what I mean? And some of the stuff that they do show us is like a little bit fabricated, but we love it anyways because we are trying to, you know, escape. And that's talking about escape, guys. I'm going to give you a little mini update. The reason why I have been away for such a long time, and thank God I have a channel with my sister so she can hold it down and actually like produce a little bit of her vlogs and post her vlogs and her life, and I enjoy it because she just gives me time to just be me. Guys, I don't know about you, but I need a prayer that will just take away my FOMO. I have been suffering from serious FOMO, guys.
If a nigga wants to propose to you, 6 rings, slap 6 rings on the table. I need 6 rings, I need options.
Every time somebody says let's go do this every single weekend of my life, starting from a Friday all the way to a Sunday, I have had stuff to do and fun stuff to do, and I haven't been saying no to anyone. If anybody wants to do anything, I will do it. I mean, yesterday I was with my friends at Rooftop, and I've met this great group of girls, and I was loving for it. I was living and loving. I mean, the last time, what did I do? I went, oh my gosh, I went a little clubbing at night. Yeah. And then we woke up in the morning, and then we went out to like a sea view restaurant. Guys, I've been doing such a lot of things, and that has just actually got me thinking that next year I really need to get a better phone, because I record with my camera, so I can't take my camera around everywhere I go. But I really want to get into vlogging, because I have been just doing the most. I just can't say no. I mean, today I was actually supposed to go onto the cableway in Table Mountain, but then I decided that girl, sit your ass down and talk to your people, because I really miss you guys, and I'm so nervous to talk to you guys, because I kind of feel like I've been cheating. I feel like I've been cheating you guys, and I just want to come back and just talk to you, and that's why I'm rambling right now. But without further ado, I think what I'm going to do is that I'm actually going to maybe try and put a timestamp of where the review actually starts, so that if you're not interested in finding out what's going on with my life, you can just fast forward to the review, guys. But yeah, it was so, I don't want to say this because I don't feel like it's the right word, like just serendipitous. I was going through a little like sad moment, and when I went through that sad moment, I just decided afterwards, when I came out of my senses, I was like, okay, you know what, I just want to live my best life. I want to go out, I want to enjoy myself. I cut my hair literally myself that one day, and I was like, no girl, you cannot be this person, you are not this person. And it just speaks to, you know what, be careful who you bring into your life, because I think I brought somebody that I wasn't supposed to bring into my life, and that person just got me in like a funk and a vibe that I wasn't supposed to be in, because I seriously feel like that person themselves had just like a very weird energy that, but now I am cleansed by the blood, cleansed by the blood. I've got good energy. That's why I have my candles. Look at me, I'm so dramatic. I am so dramatic. I've got my candles, I've got my incense, my house is smelling good, I'm looking good, smelling good, doing the thing. Let's get into the review, because I've been talking for a very long time about my life that nobody cares about, but I know my day ones, they do care about. They want to know. And guys, if you want to know more, I'm actually willing to like share a little bit more about, you know, this life journey that we are going through. But anyways, so Uthando, nesthembu, guys, I have never been a fan of the show, and in all honesty, there's nothing wrong with the show. The reason I started watching the show is because when I'd go and visit my mom, she would always watch this show. And because I like reality TV shows, it would be one of those shows that my mom and I would watch together, and we would always talk about it, because my mom is Tswana, I'm Tswana, but she doesn't understand Zulu. So I would sit there and translate to her in real time what these people are saying or what's going on. And I think as a married woman, you see now, people are actually contacting me, leave me alone, shut up, in the name of Jesus, leave me alone, I am at my house. So we'd watch it together, but I never felt it in my spirit to review it. And I'm actually going to be honest with you, I'm very shallow. Sometimes I'm very shallow. I feel like intrinsically I'm a good person, but I'm very shallow. I like extravagant things, I like luxury. So if a reality TV show is going to air, it needs to have a combination of drama, luxury, and just a little bit of hollowness in it. Like, I like a little bit of stupidity. I love it. I mean, I want to escape, and I felt like Uthando, nesthembu was just not my lane. And I'm not saying that in, you know what, I'm not saying that in a derogatory way or whatever, because I actually want to be so careful, because then trolls will come here who actually love the show and then they will cuss the hell out of me. They'll be like, oh no, this show, wada. No, I'm getting to the point where I'm actually talking about the fact that I am so in love with the show. I've fallen in love with the show, like, even albeit that the storyline has remained the same from day one, but now because the storyline is getting to a place where I'm starting to enjoy it. And you know why I'm starting to enjoy it is because of Macele. Macele has become a mini producer. She has decided that she is going to be the bone collector for her husband. She is going to rally the girls, and she is what? In charge of the girls. So let's talk about the synopsis. So the synopsis of the show is actually based on a polygamous marriage that is based in KwaZulu-Natal. So the reason why I'm explaining this is because you never know who's watching this. And I love the fact that now when I look at it, that you know what, at the end of the day, we need to respect other people's cultures, and that's what I do. I love a Zulu girl. Damn, I love a Zulu girl. Damn. I love Zulu people so much. I get along with Zulu girls so much, and this show has revived my love, because having lived now in the Eastern Cape, there's more Xhosa people than Zulu people, so I don't get exposed to like my Zulu friends anymore because they are living across South Africa and abroad. But now it's just like, this is why I learned this language. And me, my Zulu is bad, guys, but I say because Zulu shem because I learned that language, and I love the girls. The girls are hot, and the girls in this show, guess what, these women, they slay. They are beautiful women. I don't care what anybody has to say. They are a representation of what South African women look like. They are educated, and you know, the ones that are educated, they are smart, they are married, they've just got it going on. So who we see on the show is Mseleku, who is the man who is married to his 4 wives. I'm going to look at my notes, and I always tell him when to look at my notes. So Mseleku is married to his first wife. So sister wives, guys, we watch TLC as well. Macele, Mayeni, Makumalo, Mangwabe. I think I butchered that, but in that order. That's how these women are married to this man. So it's sister wives, in that order they are married to this man. And what has been going on is that in this reality TV show is that this man wants to take a 5th wife. And for people that don't, because initially I didn't like the show because of that, I just felt like it was very patriarchal, but I had to take off my feminist hat and actually put on my cultural hat. I have a new profound love for polygamy, and I have a new profound love for other people's culture, and now I'm actually starting to respect it more because of the show. And let me tell you why. First of all, I just want to give a shout out, and you know I love production. I actually one day want to get into production because Mzansi Magic, Mseleku Family Trust Productions that is running that, the drone operations people, you guys are doing a stellar job at showing the South African landscape. I love it. When I watch it, I just get goosebumps, and I'm like, I live in this beautiful country. And look at all of this against the backdrop of actually showing our culture. And these are people that are not ashamed to actually share how it is to live in a certain niche of South Africa and how this culture of polygamy actually works. And in my opinion, they are doing it right. Although there's problems within the polygamous marriage that they have, I feel like a person looking into it, I am learning so much about. Let's get into the storyline of the show that actually makes it brilliant for me, and sometimes where I feel like there is a shortfall. So I'm going to start with the shortfall. Firstly, what I want to say to the production people, and I feel like this show actually has a potential to be, it's actually running up against the Real Housewives of the South African housewives that we have. So we have Durban and Cape Town, and now we have the Real Housewives of the original Durban girls, the original polygamous girls. So what I want to say to these people, you have a good thing going, and I feel like where you are actually losing out is the children. I want to actually see those breakaway diary sessions with the children more, and I'm not saying add it a lot, but the snippets that we are getting, they're not enough. And I'm not actually talking about the teenage children, I'm talking about the little children. And when they were talking about how is it at school, and when they're in the transport, put cameras in the transport, because we actually have a storyline where there was friction between the transport driver, which is Mapumalo's father, and Mangwabe, and there was something that was happening there. But those diary sessions actually make me laugh. They bring so much joy to my life, because listen, we are losing the value of family in South Africa. I don't know if a lot of people are feeling this, but I'm feeling it personally in my life. And I just love it when I see all of those kids together and actually talking together and enjoying being siblings with each other, because that is the whole intrinsic, maybe like one of the philosophies of having sister wives. You want a big family and you want your children to get along. So first of all, do not lose that, add more of that. And even if it needs to be produced, then produce it. Ask them questions about school, or what happened with the whole transport situation, did any of you see it, all of that stuff, because those children are siblings, and I feel like they're actually losing a lot of like quality tapes maybe that are just falling on the floor with those children. I don't want to see the woman all the time, because that's what we love about reality TV shows. We also like the humor and the innocence of reality TV when the children come on and they do their own little thing. So keep that. And then now we are getting into the heavy stuff of the storylines. So storyline number 1 is the fifth wife and unity. These women want to come together. I feel like certain women want to come together than most. The 2 women that actually want to come together is the first wife and the third wife. And then the second wife and the fourth wife have qualms, guys. The reason why these 2 wives, the first wife and the second wife, have a qualm is because of the fact that the second wife was actually supposed to be what? The first wife. There is confusion between the 2. So apparently when Musa was dating and he was a bachelor, he was out here in the street slanging that thing, and he had women. I don't know, maybe he had only the 2. Let's talk about the 2 that we see on the show, which is Magale and Mayeni. But Mayeni, in her mind, this is what I feel. I'm not married, but I am qualified to give my opinion. Mayeni thought that she was the main chick, and then there was Magale, who Mayeni thought that she was the side chick. Only to find out that Musa decided to marry Magale first. So in a polygamous marriage, actually getting married first, how I see it and viewing this show, is a very important thing, because the first wife actually dictates a lot of things that happen within the family. And if the patriarchal figure passes away, the first wife actually dictates a lot of things that should happen going forward into the lineage. And And now we are at a point where these women disagree with the order of how things should have happened. Imagine, and we've seen this happen a lot of times in South Africa and Africa, where you are dating a man only to find out that this man is getting married on the day that you are actually going to Pick n Pay to buy groceries. I mean, I don't know if I'm supposed to even be mentioning names of grocery stores, but that's where I shop. I love it. Doesn't matter. And people are asking you, hey Bo, aren't you supposed to be getting married or whatever? The shade of it all. Like, I needed an umbrella, I needed a palm tree, I needed sunglasses, I needed sunblock, I needed a hat, I needed anything that could just help me get over that humiliation and just the shade of how these women got to know each other. So I feel like at the end of the day, Mayeni settled. And that is, now it makes so much sense why Mayeni is the person that she is today. I love every single woman that is on that show, and I look at them as different people. But I've always studied this woman because I didn't understand what is her qualm, what is going on. But at the core and the crux of it all, imagine now you're in a polygamous marriage, only to find out that you put yourself in this polygamous marriage, but you were supposed to be number one. Guys, nobody remembers anybody that comes in second, and that's just the way life is. That's just how the cards are stacked. That's just how it is. Now imagine when you were supposed to be at the finish line marrying this man goes and marries another woman, and you knew about this woman, that she is in the picture, try to understand that she is in the picture, only for your man to go and marry. Guys, Shatan, marry, because it's rough out here. Heaven, I need a hug. Is there anybody out here willing to embrace the thug? That storyline, like, I don't know, I get so emotional just thinking about it, because I don't know who's wrong, who's right, but I see both sides for what they are, and that is what has drawn me in. Secondly, number two, I'm actually not going to talk about Topile a lot, Makumalo, because she's actually very happy. Mangwabi, she does not want, she is adamant, she does not want number 5. So Musa Mseleku is trying to marry a 5th wife. And over the past few seasons, this man has said so many different things that this is why. I feel like, I don't know, and I'm not even like trying to talk to another woman and what she can do in terms of fertility. I feel like the crux of the matter is Musa Mseleku is trying to have more kids, and he married Makumalo, which is the 3rd wife, and now he cannot get the return on effort. And that's what happens in Africa. A lot of men want to marry a woman that is very fertile, and if that's not the case, men cannot understand it. And sometimes it's not like in that family, obviously the man is fertile, he's had kids, but sometimes you find that you are in a monogamous relationship but you can't have any kids. It's not you, it's the man. So I feel like there's a storyline there between those two, but they're not actually exploring it. But I feel like the reason why there is this 5th wife conversation is that Musa actually wants more kids, and the only woman that can actually give him more kids is Mangwabi. And she is also saying that when we decided to get married, you had said to me, guys, I am just like spew when You had said to me that I am the last woman. But then she's the last woman who has given him what? Female children. And we all know, guys, let's not sweep this under the rug. Sons are so important in our African community. And the sad thing about South Africa is that our females are actually doing better than our sons. But that is actually a conversation for what? Another day. I will give you actually a conversation about that. Men in South Africa value sons more than they value daughters. And it's something that people don't want to talk about, but I know it for a fact. It's something that women strive to have. I've heard weird conversations of women when they're trying to conceive that I should actually get into an ice bucket because my eggs will be frozen enough for me to have a son. But anyways, here's my takeaway. I feel like after everything that Musa has said, that this is the reason why I want to have number 5, the reason why he wants to have number 5 is that he wants to have more children. I feel like he wants to have more children. Whether he reaches his target or metrics of the amount of children that he has to have, that's immaterial. He's taking number 5 because he wants to have more children and he wants to have more sons. Because the more sons you have, the better the chances of your lineage. And that's why I feel. And also, it doesn't take logic to actually, and like for me to understand that when you are in nesthembu, I don't think it is far-fetched to believe that the man that you marry that is a polygamist is actually has girlfriends, guys. Sorry, I'm not going to sugarcoat this. He's not only sleeping with all 4 of you. He probably has a line of women that he's actually interviewing. And whether he marries them or not, it doesn't matter. But at the end of the day, this man will always have or whatever, he will always have that because he's got his own agenda. And that brings me down to the end of this conversation. We've heard so many conversations with Musa about why he wants number 5, but he's never actually sat down with these women. I feel like what we need to have is a conversation between the women. And I know it's going to be difficult because these are headstrong women, and big ups to you. You should continue being strong. Why you want number 5? That's number 1. Number 2, I am so elated in the fact because I actually wanted to come here and say something, but Musa actually explained it previous season. There are certain wives that you have of these 4 women that are unhappy, and they are intrinsically unhappy. There is nothing that you can do to make these women happy. And whether they leave or stay, I feel like it is what it is. It doesn't matter. But they, as a person that is married, whether you're in a monogamous or a poly relationship, there are times where you are going to feel unhappy. And that is why a lot of people that are married, they will always tell you that before you get married, love yourself, learn what you want to do, enjoy your own time, self-love, self-care. That's why we have all of these new trends, soft life, that's happening. And those things that are happening, it's not happening just because of single women. Also married women are embracing all of those things. I feel like there are certain women in that marriage that need to find happiness if they want to stay in that relationship. But the problem is that with a polygamous relationship, I'm trying to figure out how it works, is that sometimes you just have to be with your wife, with your husband. But when you are in a monogamous relationship, some people, they actually decide, you know what, let's try and find our happiness when they're together, because it's not as messy anymore. Because now I'm not thinking that, oh no, my girl is going to get more time with this person when I'm trying to figure out what makes me happy. Now it's also like a competitive thing, which is innately human being, where like if I pull away from the relationship, then I'm giving another woman time to build a better, stronger relationship with my man. And that's why even Musa is getting along with Makumalo, Matsele, because the rest of the women are not so happy anymore in their relationship. And there's something that I actually wrote down, that there are women in that poly marriage that have checked out. You can see it when a woman is checked out. Those women have checked out so hard, so fast that I feel like if push comes to shove, if they actually wanted to leave, they would actually leave. And I don't know, maybe they might be using it as a storyline, but the way I saw Mayeni cry and say that there are things that she doesn't want to say about her husband that have actually happened, that's when I knew that marriage is hard. Let me stir up my lemonade. I've gotten into like making my own lemonades these days. Part of my hot girl summer. Marriage is hard. And looking at a poly marriage and even looking at a monogamous marriage, marriage is hard. Marriage is actually not built to make you happy. I'm 30 years old, guys. I've got a daughter. I am dating. And I want to, like, from my own perspective, being at that point where you actually date somebody, that's the fun part. But when things get real, when I actually meet somebody and things get real, and I've seen it in the past few months, and things get real, you meet somebody that is completely real and you guys are real with each other, it's not easy. Uthando ube lipilo nolo, which means patience. If you actually want to make it work with this person, you have to have understanding. You have to be able to listen. Those are skills that most of us lack, even me myself as a non-married person. So I look at these women with actually wanting to learn from them. And I never thought that I would actually want to watch Uthando nesthembu to learn about marriage, because I was like, there's nothing that these women can actually teach me, but they are teaching me actually more than I'd actually, and they're not even teaching me about marriage itself, they're teaching me about life itself. Not everything requires a response. Not everything requires you to be on top. Not everything requires you to be heard. And not everything, when you're talking to a man, requires for the man to be wrong and you be right. And those are things that I'm struggling with. And that's why I'm loving this show so much. And that's why I need this show to flourish. Because marriage is hard. And I think that's where I leave it. And I'm going to continue watching this show. I enjoy it. I love it so much. And I hope that we can all enjoy it too. I hope that we all support Uthando nesthembu. Let's get into this. Let's talk about it. Guys, let's help. Let's empower each other. And I feel like let's not look at it in terms of being in a marriage. Let's look at it in terms of like being in a relationship. How can we get into strong relationships? I just got load shedded. Damn.